good evening. Thank you so much. It's just about 8:56 p.m. Thank you so much for staying with us right here. Of course, on TV47. Man, I've missed you, boy, oh boy. Well, I hope you had a fantastic week. Of course, with so many challenges right here in the country, but I'm going to make sure that it ends actually well tonight. And we have, Robert Burale, mentor pastor. It's Men's Health Awareness Month. And you know what? We're going to be talking about all that tonight. And of course, we also have Willis Ocheng, who's going to be joining us live and direct from Kisii County, talking to us about those difficult pronunciations. It's going to be a fantastic 1 hour and a few minutes. Let's get started with the highlights. Two more people, including the Central Police Station OCS Samson Telam, arrested in connection with the murder of Albert Ojwang, as details now emerge on how the technician who tampered with CCTV at the station says he was paid 3,000 shillings.
We have arrested 2 police officers, and that is the OCS Central Police Station.
The family says it hopes to see more arrests.
We expect much more from these investigations. We expect to see more senior people taking responsibility.
Stop killing us! Stop killing us!
Second day of protests over the brutal murder of teacher and blogger Albert Ojwang.
We are demanding that the DIG should be suspended from job and be apprehended in court of law latest on Monday.
Day of outrage in his hometown of Oyugis.
We stand for the justice of Ojwang. Yesterday they killed him on the way. We are still on a pain. And again, they are killing Albert Ojwang.
As teachers now demand justice for their murdered colleague. Fresh harrowing details revealed on the brutal murder of a 5-year-old Amanda Mudeu, who was killed by her uncle after being thrown down from the 2nd floor of their home. Those who witnessed narrate this horrific incident surrounding the last moments of baby Amanda's life.
Kufika pale akakimbilia tena mtoto, akamshika miguuni na akampiga tena kichwa chini. So hapo ndo nikachukua action of kumpiga push na kaanguka mbali kidogo.
All right, let's get started with the news tonight on this Friday, the 13th, of course, of June. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Walter Juma. Now, a cloud of grief and rage hangs over Oyugis town, Homa Bay County, the hometown of murdered teacher and blogger Albert Ojwang, as residents take to the streets demanding answers. Now, the death of popular blogger and teacher Albert Ojwang has ignited a storm of protests fueled by conflicting information from police and government officials. Here's more on that report.
Stop killing us! Stop killing us!
Pain, anger, and growing outrage. The streets of Oyugis, the hometown of the murdered teacher and blogger Albert Ojwang, erupted with voices demanding truth and accountability.
Unasikia uchungu tena uchungu. Kama inawezekana, President Ruto atoke nje.
Ojwang, a respected teacher and an outspoken digital activist, died under circumstances that have left more questions than answers.
Must be, if they are civil servants, if they are public servants, must be stopped, must be suspended and taken to court on Monday.
According to police, Ojwang was taken to Mbagathi Hospital for treatment after allegedly falling ill while in custody at Police Central Station in Nakuru. But the hospital's version of events tells a chilling different story.
We stand for the justice of Ojwang. Yesterday they killed him on the way. We are still on a pain. And again, they are killing Albert Ojwang. We don't need that and we don't tolerate.
Back in Oyugis, residents accuse the government of a wider pattern of repression and injustice, particularly since it took power in 2022. His death has ignited fresh accusations that the state is failing its citizens, with many believing his outspokenness on social issues led to his untimely demise.
DIG, we the people from Albert's hometown, that is Oyugistown. We are demanding that the DIG should be suspended from job and be apprehended in court of law latest on Monday.
MP wetu walikufa siku mbili. Watu 10 karibu ilishikwa.
Candlelight vigils continue across the country and civil society groups push for an independent probe. The question remains, who really killed Albert Ojwang and why?
The rage continues. Now, Nairobi Central Police Station OCS Samson Talam has been arrested in connection with the murder of Albert Ojwang. Now, authorities tracked him down in Eldoret, where he was allegedly attempting to evade capture. Meanwhile, as Samira Mohammed now tells us, a 23-year-old technician who allegedly tampered with the CCTV system at the station has also been taken into custody, deepening the probe into what happened the night Ojwang died.
As investigations into the disturbing murder of Albert Ojwang deepens, officers from the Internal Affairs Unit, the National Police Service, in collaboration with the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, have arrested Nairobi Central Police Station's Officer Commanding Station, Samson Talam, following an intense day-long pursuit that ended in Eldoret.
Arrested 2 police officers, and that is the OCS Central Police Station, CI Talam, and the D2 officer, the sentry guard, the person who was in charge of the cell.
Providing an update, officials confirmed that a 23-year-old technician was also arrested. He is accused of disabling CCTV surveillance at the Central Police Station, reportedly paid 3,000 Kenya shillings to obstruct potential evidence. With this development, the number of individuals in custody has now risen to 3.
We also arrested 1 civilian. This is a person who was called to come and dismantle the CCTV. So he's in custody. We are processing this person, and in due course he will appear before court.
Sources indicate that another female officer linked to the case was interrogated for several hours and could face further questioning. Talam remains a prime suspect, with multiple witnesses and officers reportedly implicating him during IPOA's investigation.
The CCTV system was located at the OCS office, and that is why someone was called to come and try to interfere.
According to IPOA, 17 police officers previously questioned have since returned to revise their statements, offering new information about the fatal assault. Investigators now confirm that the murder occurred inside Central Police Station cells, with detectives searching for the riot button believed to have been used in the attack.
Mr. Ojwang died inside custody, the police station Central. Because of the evidence we have so far, he was killed inside the cell.
So far, 23 individuals, including 17 police officers, have been interrogated as suspects or witnesses in the ongoing probe.
We've also recorded statements from witnesses, police officers and civilians, and we are okay with that. Post-mortem, we attended.
Meanwhile, the family of the late Albert Ojwang today visited IPOA officers, recording statements as they push for justice for the 31-year-old teacher and blogger.
To be hoodwinked by the arrest of a junior officer and then be told that investigations have been conducted and that is the gentleman that has been found culpable. The family believes that there are more people, there are seriously senior people who must certainly take responsibility.
Samira Mohammed for TV47, Nairobi.
All right, now, the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Teachers, GOtv, has held a candle lighting event in Nairobi County to honor the memory of Albert Ojwang, the teacher and blogger who died under police custody. Now, the union has condemned the brutal killing, sending heartfelt condolences to Ojwang's family. Now, meanwhile, teachers under GOtv in Narok and Vihiga counties are demanding that Deputy Inspector General Eliud Lagat step down, insisting that accountability starts at the top.
Standing in solidarity with Ojwang's family, the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, GOtv, is demanding justice for their murdered colleague. While holding a candle vigil in honor of Ojwang at the headquarters here in the capital, GOtv is now vowing to push for a transparent and thorough probe, stating that those responsible for Ojwang's death should be held accountable without compromise.
We stand with Mr. Ojwang's family in calling for transparent investigations into the killing and accountability for those responsible.
According to GOtv, Ojwang was more than just a teacher. He was a fearless voice, an advocate for truth and a role model to many, using his platform to expose wrongdoings in the country.
About corruption in this country. By speaking out strongly against corruption, Mr. Ojwang was a model for a new generation of teachers.
In Narok County, teachers are taking a hard stance, warning the government that if those responsible are not held accountable, they will mobilize educators nationwide for a strike.
So we are giving an ultimatum today that those who have been adversely mentioned must resign. And if that does not happen, then we will call all our teachers and stage serious demos.
Meanwhile, in Vihiga County, teachers have expressed deep concerns of Ojwang's death, emphasizing that every Kenyan has the right to freedom of expression. They too are calling for Deputy Inspector General Eliud Lagat's resignation.
The police need to be reminded that this is a democratic country and that our right to associate and express ourselves freely is provided for in our constitution.
The call for justice echoes across the country. In Taita Taveta, teachers have also joined in, reinforcing that this is not an isolated case, but a pattern of oppression that must end.
We are urging that let the people who did this be brought to book, and we demand that they should be arrested, arraigned to court.
All right, now President William Ruto has reiterated that his government is taking a firm stance against rogue police officers. Now, speaking at the 20th anniversary of the Regional Center on Small Arms and Light Weapons, the president emphasized that every officer must abide by the rule of law, and those who don't will be held accountable. Now, meanwhile, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen is urging Kenyans not to judge the entire police force based on actions of a few concerns over police brutality rising. Murkomen insists that the vast majority of Kenya's 20,000 officers continue to serve diligently despite the challenges that they face.
The fire will slowly creep to where all the firearms are. Sasa moto umefika.
Your Excellency, I know there has been a great debate in the country following the incidences in the recent past of a few police officers who have erred in their work and, Your Excellency, brutalized the citizens. We want to be very clear. Whereas we have a force of 120,000 police officers, Your Excellency, a few people, 2, 3, 4, even if it is 50 police officers, even if it's 100, Your Excellency, cannot be used to generalize or to say that all our police officers, 120,000 of them, are violating human rights. We will deal with every case per every individual, Your Excellency.
As has been said by the security minister here, equally protect citizens from rogue police officers and make sure that we hold them to account so that we can have a nation that is based on the rule of law, where everybody is serving under the rule of law.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, and of course he is also the Democratic Party Citizens leader, has called for the immediate disbandment of a police unit accused of misconduct and human rights violations. Now, as investigations continue into the death of blogger and teacher Albert Ojwang, the DCP party leader insists that dismissing rogue officers is crucial to restoring public trust in security services. Our reporter Robert Gakure tells us more.
At a gathering in Sabasaba, Murang'a County, the country's former second-in-command Rigathi Gachagua made explosive claims, alleging that a group of over 100 officers working under Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat are not enforcing the law but violating it.
Na nilisema there is a squad of 101 police officers that was formed upon the approval of William Ruto, attached to the National Intelligence Service for high-level training on abductions, torture, and extrajudicial killings.
While warning that police officers should protect citizens, not instill fear, Gachagua condemned rising cases of abductions, calling them a disturbing trend that must be confronted.
How can you say you don't want rogue police officers when you are the one who has made them rogue, because you are the one who gives them instructions on what to do? Sisi tunataka tuseme, hata wale watu walitekwa nyara huko Marakwet, postmortem imefanyiwa, wamepatikana, they were also tortured.
Amid growing tensions, his allies echoed the call for Deputy IG Eliud Lagat's removal from office, arguing that leaders associated with police brutality must step aside.
Tumeona kijana mdogo sana anaitwa Ojwang amechukuliwa akauawa kinyama eti kwa sababu amesema kwamba Lagat mtu wako ati ni mtu ni muuaji. Na rais, tunajua wewe ndiwe umeshikilia Lagat na wewe ndio ulimtuma. Manake kama hukuwa umemtuma ungekuwa umemsimamisha kazi sasa hivi Lagat.
Kama DIG hajafanya makosa, si akae kando kwanza uchunguzi ifanyike. Tunamwambia Mheshimiwa Rais hivi: Rais, ulikula kiapo ya kulinda nchi na binadamu. Wananchi si wamekufa kwa mikono ya William Ruto? Sasa tunakuambia kama DIG Lagat hataenda nyumbani, Wakenya watafanya uamuzi.
His call comes amid growing public outrage over recent cases of arbitrary arrest and extrajudicial killings, including the death of blogger and teacher Albert Ojwang, who died under mysterious circumstances while in police custody. Robert Gakure, TV47, Murang'a.
Senator.
Thanks, Robert, for that. Now, a Nairobi court will rule on the June 20th whether police constable James Mukhwana, linked to the death of blogger and teacher Albert Ojwang, will be released on bail. Now, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority sought to have him detained for 21 days, citing evidence of his involvement in Ojwang's fatal assault. But Mukhwana's defense team insists he is not a flight risk and accuses IPOA of speculation and discrimination. Take a look.
It is a murder that has gripped the nation. The brutal death of blogger and teacher Albert Ojwang inside a Nairobi police cell has sparked outrage, and now all eyes are on the courtroom as the fight for justice takes center stage.
Yes, Your Honor.
Police Constable James Mukhwana, accused of involvement in Ojwang's fatal assault, remains in custody as a Nairobi court prepares to rule on his bail application on June 20th. Magistrate Gilbert Ondiek has ordered his continued detention at the Capitol Hill police station as investigations unfold.
I need time to write this ruling. Yeah, so we shall take a date for the ruling, whether is going to be in custody or released.
The Independent Policing Oversight Authority IPOA had sought to hold Mukhwana for 21 days to investigate what they claim is a coordinated cover-up. Allegations of tampered CCTV footage, falsified records and brutal force behind bars paint a chilling picture of the events leading up to Ojwang's final moments.
In my aforesaid capacity, I am fully conversant with the matter subject to this application and therefore competent to swear this affidavit.
Ojwang was arrested in Homa Bay on June 7th, allegedly following a complaint filed by Deputy Inspector General Eliud Langat. But hours after being booked at a Central Police Station, he was found unresponsive and later pronounced dead under unclear circumstances.
The deceased was found lying unresponsive in a pool of blood inside the cells.
A post-mortem confirmed the worst blunt force trauma to the head, neck compression, and multiple bruises, fueling suspicions of police brutality.
Your Honor, on 10th June 2025, a post-mortem was conducted.
IPOA warns that releasing Mukhwana could jeopardize the investigation, with fears that evidence has already been tampered with. The agency insists keeping him in custody is crucial, citing growing public outrage and the need to protect the integrity of the case.
Your Honor, the respondent is a police officer attached to Central Police Station and therefore can interfere with investigations and tamper with evidence at the station if released.
But Mukhwana's defense team, led by Dunstan Omare and Stanley Kinyanjoy, is fighting back, calling IPOA's claims speculative and discriminatory. They argued he has cooperated with authorities and does not pose a flight risk. They also question why he is being held in police-run facility when police complicity is at the heart of the case.
Materials before the court. Is either yes or no?
No.
Paragraph 30. What are you?
The prosecution maintains that a bail must be denied, citing the risk of witness interference and further evidence destruction. They argue that 21 more days is a reasonable request to uncover the truth behind a case that continues to raise serious questions about police accountability. Chichi Josephine, TV47, Nairobi.
Now to a story from hell, literally. New harrowing details are unfolding in the brutal murder of a 5-year-old Amanda Mutheu. Now, she was tragically killed by her uncle after being thrown from the second floor. An incident a witness now vividly narrates, detailing baby Amanda's horrifying last moments. Gilbert Rono tells us more.
Hours after the horrific murder of 5-year-old Amanda Mutheu, chilling new details paint an even darker picture of her final moments. Amanda, an innocent child, allegedly met her brutal end at the hands of her own uncle, thrown from the second-floor balcony of their home on Wednesday night. But the horror did not stop there. A witness, a security guard stationed at the residential complex, revealed that after tossing Amanda from the balcony, the uncle jumped down himself, then slammed her head onto the ground again, ensuring this monstrous act was complete.
Nilikuwa patrol. I saw a guy standing on the balcony throwing. So sikuwa najua for sure alikuwa anarusha nini. So wakati nilimfika pale kumilika kuona alikuwa anarusha nini, ndio nikajua kweli alikuwa anarusha mtoto. So kuangalia juu hivi, then akaanza kushout pale, ninakuja hapo chini kukutana nawe na huyo mtoto. So jamaa nikaona anapitia ukutani like Spider-Man, you know. Akishika huku na huku, akafika chini already. So my intention wakati alifika chini nilikuwa nataka kuona action yake ni gani, kwa sababu aliniambia anakuja kukutana na mimi na huyu mtoto. So kufika pale akakimbilia tena mtoto, akamshika miguuni na akampiga tena kichwa chini.
A cloud of sorrow hangs over the neighborhood. A friend and neighbors gathered, candles in hand, mourning the child described as bright, cheerful, and full of life.
We ain't angry yet, she love. Either great.
In their hushed voices, they grieve a stolen future, a life cut short in the most unimaginable way. But as grief settles, anger rises. Residents accuse the authorities of failing to protect vulnerable children and demand swift justice. Meanwhile, the Federation of Women Lawyers in Kenya, FIDA, has condemned the gruesome killing, calling for immediate legal action against the perpetrator and stricter protections for children at risk. The haunting question remains, will justice be served? Gilbert Tono, TV47, Nairobi.
Just lost for words. Moving on. The fight for justice intensifies as a post-mortem examination on Daniel Nderitu confirms a grim reality. Now, he succumbed to 2 gunshot wounds lodged in his body, allegedly fired from a police officer's gun. Now, his family, shattered by the tragedy, is now rejecting claims that he was involved in drug trafficking, demanding answers and accountability.
Morning hangs heavy over Nakuru Teaching and Referral Hospital as grief-stricken relatives and friends gather to view Daniel Nderitu's body, his final chapter, written in tragedy.
Bullet iliingilia kwa chest, ikakuja ikalala hapa chini kwa spine.
He lost his life on Monday afternoon, allegedly shot by a police officer, a fatal encounter that sent shockwaves across London Estate, Nakuru County, igniting mass protests. His brother, visibly shaken, dismisses police allegations, calling them a desperate attempt to tarnish Nderitu's name. He insists that his late brother was a pillar to his family, playing the role of both parents, and justice must not be denied.
Pombe ndio anakunywa, sigara vuti. So sad. Kama county commandant nisikia akisema ati alikuwa drug peddler. Yeye mwenyewe hajai deal na drugs.
Frustration is rising among London Estate residents who accuse law enforcement of harassment and unchecked brutality. They warn that unless accountability is upheld, more demonstrations will follow, demanding officers to serve with integrity, not impunity.
Sisi watu wa Lando polisi wanakuwa wametuzoea sana. Tunawapeaga yao lakini wataki kusikia, bado wanakuja cha nguvu.
Mwenye ameuriwa si muizi, sasa aje polisi tunataka tupewe haki yetu. Dan tunafaa tupewe haki ya Dan.
Atendeka bado tutarudi hata kwa hiyo barabara tena. Kama haki itendeki tutarudi kwa barabara.
Tajua leo.
Kinto Wafula, TV47.
Seems the bulletin tonight is honestly full of really, really unfortunate stories. Moving on, a moment of chaos, defiance, and now an arrest. Now listen to this. Ugandan national Hassan Mtikavu, alias Doctor, who was caught on camera brandishing a machete at police officers during protests in Nakuru County's London area, has been apprehended. Kaptemba OCPD Stephen Kirui confirmed that Mtikavu will be presented in court on Monday after his discharge from Nakuru Referral and Teaching Hospital. Police claim he faked an illness to evade custody.
Hassan Mtimkavu, also known as Doctor, became a central figure in the protest held in the London area of Nakuru 3 days ago. Fearlessly wielding a machete, taking a stand at the front line as tensions escalated. The demonstrations erupted following the alleged fatal shooting of Daniel Nderitu by a police officer, and in the heat of the unrest, Mtimkavu's audacity earned him the nickname Mapangale on the social media.
Nina machungu kwa maana huyo mzazi ameuliwa, ana watoto wako na ana bibi, watoto wamebaki wakiwa yatima.
Police now say his bravery had limits. Kaptemba OCPD Stephen Kirui confirms that Mtimkavu will be charged with incitement and robbery on Monday after he was today discharged from hospital where authorities allege he pretended to be unwell to avoid jail.
Ndio shujaa wetu, huyo ndiye alisimama na sisi. Wakati tulikuwa na maandamano, wakati mwenzetu aliuliwa na mwenzetu aliuliwa hakuwa na makosa.
Hakuna mtu anaweza kubali
aone risasi ndio hii, alafu anaikimbilia.
But emerging videos circulating online tell a different story, showing Mtimkavu receiving treatment for injuries at the facility, raising questions about the nature of his hospitalization. Meanwhile, London area residents have reacted sharply, claiming that Mtimkavu, alias Doctor, is mentally unstable, adding that police had no reason to arrest him in the first place.
Na anaweza shika panga akimbilie polisi kama si mtu wazimu. Huyo mtu anakuwa chizi, hata anaenda hata anakula, analala kwa barabara. Anaga familia huku, ana mtu yote wao. Sasa nini wanamuuliza hata yeye?
Huyo ni chizi. Huyo anakuwa na madawa zake na mezaga. Na mmemchukua sasa, hata tujui mmempeleka wapi. Tafadhalini serikali, mtende haki.
Mike Kyallo, TV47.
Never a dull day in this country, honestly. Mapanga ladies. All right, now let's take a look at some sporting action on a light note at least. And Kenya national men's team Harambee Stars returned to the country from Morocco after taking part in a friendly match against Chad. Now, under the guidance of Benin McCarthy, the team registered a win against the Central African side. Stars' focus now shifts to the upcoming Africa Nations Championship, which is scheduled to run from August 2nd to the 30th this year.
Qualifiers, then it's a player that you can call because you've seen him. But if you don't see him, if someone suggests, oh, we have a player in the UK who plays in Wales, very good, but you've not seen him, but you call him for all-important international, it's just stupidity for me to do that. But this was perfect. This is international break. Yeah, I'm preparing for CHAN, but I'm also wanting to see the players that I have. This international break is finished, the players go back, and then I've got 3 a month that I can use to see all the local players, but I'm not going to have the opportunity to see the likes of Adam and Will and
Now, earlier today, Football Kenya Federation President Hussein Mohamed officiated the graduation ceremony of 51 General Service Unit officers who successfully completed a 3-day CAF Safe Stadium Initiative training program. Now, the main focus was equipping security personnel with modern skills in stadium management, crowd control, emergency response, and coordination with football stakeholders during high-risk matches as Kenya prepares to host big tournaments.
I want us to be very clear.
One day tutatoboa, because I struggled with getting people to understand the importance of having good crowd control, good football management and security, stadium security, in the development and commercialization of football in this country. You are coming to help us commercialize football. You are coming to help us organize one of the biggest tournaments Africa has seen. But this is just the foundation. AFCON is coming in 2027. And who knows after that what are the big events we will be hosting. But not only in Kenya. We are also looking at the region. Kuna wakati itafika, other African countries will be saying, who has the capacity to help us organize such events?
Also are very open. If you get another opportunity, another chance to train even more officers, because for now we've trained around 52 officers. If you get another opportunity of another class, we will still appreciate the honor of training more officers.
Very clear. We don't do huyo ndo sisi tunaelewa, si ndio?
All right. So you know what? Let's do away with the, very unfortunate, stories that we had earlier on, of course, in the news bulletin, and turn our focus on our guests and Willis, and something at least light enough to just make sure that, it's Friday the 13th. That actually it ends really, really well. I don't know if Robert. Let me just head over and say hi to my guest tonight. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Looking sharp as always.
I try, yeah?
Oh my goodness.
Good
to see you.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Salimiana kila mahali. Just come in front here.
All right.
Yeah, you're a speaker. Like I can actually leave the studio and leave everything to you for you to finish up.
Reporting for TV47. My name is Mr. Robert Bruale.
I love it. Man, have you seen the stories?
It's a sad affair.
Yeah.
I think there's a very dark canopy over the country.
Yeah.
And we need to release ourselves from the pressure cooker.
Yeah, I mean, just watching it, even anchoring the news is just devastating.
It's sad.
And I can imagine for the audience at home, like it's one story after another.
Something is not right.
Yeah.
And we need to do something about it. We need to speak positivity. There's too much darkness.
Yeah.
And something needs to be done.
And that's why you're here to help us. We need that positivity to, from today and, in the coming days. So guys, we're going to take a short commercial break, but we're coming back with the one and only Robert Bruale. I've seen the excitement online. Just that he's here. And nasikia to you normally inject, like you really inject.
I don't know, that sounds very political, but I say it as it is.
Yeah.
The naked truth.
The naked truth.
Yeah.
All right, guys, don't go away. We're coming back. Of course, plus Willis Ojwang. Welcome.
Thank you very much.